تهیه و تنظیم در استودیو بیزرایز.
From trips and holidays and life, basically. But that's why I created a separate private Instagram page called Talk with Iman. It is entirely free, and that's actually where I aim to do a Q&A, so answering you guys' questions once a week. As I said, it's free, so a lot of weeks I miss it. I'm human, I have a lot of things going on, but I try my best to do weekly. So if you ever had any more business specific or making money online specific questions, go ahead and follow that account. So the second and probably most important productivity hack is that I want you to plan the day the night before. Now I know it sounds too simple to be true, but that's why most people don't do it. You know, there's something very special that goes on overnight when you have set your intention, you know, when you go into the day with true intention. When you've set your intention the night before, something very special happens while you're sleeping. I've definitely noticed that. Now, it can be as simple as 3 tasks, 3 main things for the day. Now, back in the day from 2016 to around 2019, 2020, when I was really driving the business forward, I didn't have the leadership that I have in my different companies and the business partners and the CEOs that I have in my different companies. I used to plan my day hour by hour. So literally hour by hour, what am I doing? These days, of course, I've got my calendar, I've got my assistant, and things are penciled in. But apart from that, I like to free flow. For me, the most important thing is looking at my calendar, knowing what I have the next day put in place, whether that be important business calls, important meetings, certain duties that I need to tend to. And for me, it's as simple as writing down 3 to 5 things I need to accomplish that day. It's that simple, but I promise you it works. So try it tonight. Tonight, just very simply write 3 to 5 things down tonight before tomorrow starts, and you'll see your brain starts working overnight and you go into tomorrow with real intention. Now, the third productivity hack is to wear the same outfits. Now, hear me out. I believe that when you leave the house, or let's say you're doing, you've got a meeting or you've got some recording or something like that, I believe in dressing the part. Now, by the way, dressing the part can mean different things to different people. I like to dress smart casual. So when I leave the house, a lot of times I've got a blazer, maybe blazer, trousers, some smart casual shoes. Sometimes I'm even wearing suits, for meetings and stuff like that. Now, I feel like if I came and recorded YouTube videos and I was wearing a suit, people would just find that a little strange. Or, when I've got my Zoom meetings, I feel like that would be a little strange because I don't have a physical office that I need to go to every day. So dressing the part can mean different things to you. And I definitely believe that in my early younger years, dressing the part and actually overdressing, I used to overdress pretty much to everything, really helped me, because when you're young, some people will already try to discredit you in business. So if you're there with a hoodie and big graphic tees and this and that, you're not doing yourself any favors. So definitely, especially when you're younger, overdress. But when you're home, when I'm home and I know that all I have is some Zoom meetings, I've got calls all day, stuff like that, I pretty much wear the same thing every single day. Now, variations of it, most of the time I don't wear big crazy colors when I'm at the home. For me, it's simple. It's the same few pairs of jeans/trousers, pretty much the same shoes, and the same brand t-shirt in various different colors. And this really just makes your life a lot easier. And we're gonna get to another point that I wanna talk about a little later on, another productivity hack, but it's just something that you no longer need to think about. When you've just got a simple brand of shoes that you wear at home, and by the way, I know this sounds funny, but I personally prefer to wear shoes in the house. I wear shoes in the house. And the reason that is because I don't go to an office, I feel like when I'm wearing shoes, I know that, okay, it's time to be serious. Because for me to walk around the house with like flip-flops or sandals or shoeless, I feel like that's stuff I like to do when I'm not working or I'm in my off time or whatever. But when I'm in flow, when I'm in the zone, I like to wear shoes in the house, because for me, it just means that, okay, I know I'm doing some serious work here. Make sure it's not sweatpants and make sure it's not sloppy clothing. Take yourself seriously. Now, when you have external meetings or even if it's a Zoom call, then you can kind of dress up a little bit more depending on the situation. But when you're just at your computer for 8 hours working, grinding on a singular task or a few tasks, and you're not really interacting too much with the outside world, just have sort of your plain uniform that you go to every day. Now, the fourth productivity hack falls in line with the same philosophy as the last one, this whole philosophy of consistency. So the fourth productivity hack is to meal prep at the beginning of the week. And what you want to do is you want to have the same meals for the entire week. Now, I'm in the fortunate position where I have a full-time chef in pretty much every single one of my homes. Obviously, if I'm traveling sometimes and I'm staying in a hotel in a different country, it's a different story. But apart from that, I have that luxury, and that was something that I was always really looking forward to once I started making serious money. But well before that, when I was first starting out my businesses, at the beginning of the week, I would meal prep the same breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the entire week. In fact, actually back then I didn't even eat breakfast. I was doing intermittent fasting for a few years. Now, what I would do to keep it a little bit more interesting is each week I might cycle a different thing. So like each week, the breakfast or the lunch or the dinner would be different. So I would cycle that week to week, but day to day within that week, it was all the same. Now, I genuinely think way too many people look at food as leisure or some fun thing. But listen to me, unless you're on holiday, you're retired, or you are rich as fuck, food is fuel. That is it. Food is literally just there to fuel you. Nothing else, nothing more. And day to day for me when I eat food, because I still don't really eat exciting food. I pretty much just lots of meat, fish, healthy fats, lots of avocado. Day to day when I'm eating that, all I see is fuel. Now, when I go to restaurants, it's a totally different story. Then you can eat for enjoyment. When you're on holiday, once again, totally different story. But day to day, all it is fuel. And maybe this is kind of my Russian side coming out. You know, I'm from a place in Russia called Dagestan, and I grew up there for the early part of my life. And I guess in Russia and Dagestan, like food is just fuel. Like we don't